Hello guys. For this year I thought I'd try something both the same and a little different. So this time I'm actually going to be recording my voice on top of this guy instead of our normal, royalty-free music from iMovie. Right now I'm just going through and doing some line art on this guy. I wanted to go through and redo Blue Diamond specifically because of the fact that if you've seen my Instagram, I've actually drawn her before. But I don't think we did our sad sack justice. So we're going over it this time. I find it's a little easier to go over it in red and then change the color after the fact, just because it's a little bit more vivid for me. You'll notice on here, I'm not keeping with the initial sketches super duper close, and I actually make further changes as I'm going down the list for it. Now that I've got that established, I'm just going to go ahead and put in some colors, and I like to do my flats first and then try and get some shading in, but I'll do a section at a time. So for example, I'm doing all of her skin first, and then I'll switch to her hair, then her outfit, background, things like that. And I actually kind of changed a little bit of the posing on Blue Pearl a little later on, which you'll see. On the whole, I actually really like this character, and I really can't judge her for having giant bags under her eyes. You try crying for a couple of thousand years, it's just gonna happen. So I'm just going down the list and trying to add a little bit more dimension to her and get some blushing in there as well. Normally speaking, you want to do a slightly warmer tone, so that's why I went with the purple in this case. And her lips aren't super duper defined in terms of color, but more in terms of shape. Just adding a bit more detail in. Side note, who's excited for the new Steven Universe? I know one of the episodes has already gone through. I haven't seen any other new ones, but it looks like I'm seeing clips starting to leak. So we'll just kind of see how this all goes. I'm curious to see how this all turns out. And side note, I think the pebbles are adorable. Not going to say any more than that because I don't want to give any spoilers. Sorry in advance. One thing you'll notice, I left the edges of her skin pretty unkept as it goes through and kind of bleeds into where the hair is. The reason being, I'm doing the hair over top on a separate layer, so I'm actually going through and tidying that edge as I go. I just find it's just a little bit simpler than going through and trying to make everything perfect, which is the way that I used to go through and do it. Hair's kind of always been a challenge for me, so I'm trying something just a wee bit different. I'm trying to go through and give a little bit more dimension to it first with the shading and then going in over top with a much lighter tone. That way I can go through and bring the whole thing up. We'll see in a sec, I actually end up changing my mind. But I'm going through and just trying to define what parts are coming up and what parts are kind of laying down underneath. And then switching down over and starting on her diamond. You'll see that edge on there gets cleaned up in a second. Just give me a moment. I actually had some fun with this guy, trying to give him just a little bit more dimension than normal. And then roughly kind of filling in where I want her outfit to go. On Pearl, I didn't really define where the end of her skirt actually is in terms of like where it attaches to the bodice. And to go through and get that kind of laying over top feeling to it, I actually ended up erasing the line art underneath with a very, very low opacity eraser to go through and bring that out. Also kind of been filling this background. Again, if you've been on my Instagram, you already know this. And that little chunk to the side there drove me crazy. It's cleaning up hair. And again, if you've seen my stuff, you know I really like the salty watercolor brush in this program. And that's it. Thanks for watching.